you doing? It's Friday. We should not scream too loudly, right? It's Friday. Do we love a Friday? Yes, we do. We love Fridays. They are amazing. We get to reset everything. Like you get to be out of your routine, maybe get to go do something special or different, or Fridays are good. They are good. I love taking a weekend and like just refreshing everything. How are you doing? It's Kirsten Liebelt. So good to see you guys here today. This is what we do Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So good morning. Come on in, say hello. If you're on the replay, let me know you're on the replay. Let me know where you're coming in from. Like, I think it was yesterday or the day before, somebody was like, I'm here from Scotland. I'm like, oh my gosh, Scotland. That's crazy pants, right? Talked to somebody from New Zealand the other day. It's really amazing, right? So this is what the internet does. It makes turns strangers into friends. And so anyway, so if you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I am literally from the polar vortex right now. I just posted in my stories. It is 16 below Fahrenheit right now, and the high is 11 below. Why do I live where my face hurts? Just kidding. It won't last that long. But the point being, it feels like it's like below 40. It feels like it's 40 below out there with any of the wind. It's always the wind. Anyway, and hello, Gina. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't want to miss anybody. Good morning. I know Burr. Marilyn says Burr. Well, New York gets cold too, though, but maybe just not I don't know. We're kind of like a little tundra-esque over here. Shirley, you made it. Oops, you made it. Hello, Shirley girl. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. So I was raised by a type 2 insulin dependent dad who died of type 2 diabetes when he was 63. And this literally shaped my life. And it's why we talk about insulin resistance all the time. Good morning, Peggy. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. It really did set the tone and the pace for everything in my universe. And by the time I was 50, I was a 2X in size and pre-diabetic. And I should have been the one to be type 2 in my family because my dad, because I was gestational diabetic with my first baby and hypoglycemic with my second, the stage was set. The stage was set. But now I'm the only one that avoided it. And it's because I did very specific things. And I don't want people to think that, I just got lucky. I didn't get lucky. First of all, I am blessed and highly favored. And I do know that, but so are you. But my point being that it's not about luck. It's not about genetics. It's about, genetics may set a stage, but environment and lifestyle, it loads. It's like, what did they say? Genetic loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. And so I changed my lifestyle, you guys. I changed the way that I was eating my foods. I changed the way that I started to supplement my body and get my body to function higher at a higher level. And this is the result it's been delivering. So I'm going to just share a little bit of that with you today, because why women over 50 can't lose weight, even when eating right. And insulin resistance is that core conversation. So we're going to explain that today. So happy Friday, Terry. Good to see you. Good morning, sweet lady Patty. Good to see you. I bet it's not 16 below in California, is it? OMG. Wow. So I don't know. We may not even go anywhere today. We'll see. People are literally like, school gets canceled and people don't go to work and all sorts of crazy things. But anyway, it's all good. Good morning from the Twin Cities, Linda. That's right. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're on the other side of the cities. Yes, you're home from school today, so you get to be in my live. You're so excited. Oh, good. Hey, come on in. Everybody grab a blanket. If you're from the Northwest here, or from the North, I should say, just grab your blanket and let's snuggle in a little bit. Good morning, Susan. Happy Friday. I know we all love Friday, don't we? We get a little excited about that. Almost 70 degrees in San Antonio, Shannon. I know my mother-in-law, so get this. Good genetics here on my husband's side. His mom is 92 years old. She lives in the middle of North Dakota, which is like tundra big time, right? Lots of wind, open, not enough trees. She went to Florida to be with one of her children. She had 6 children. My husband is the youngest of 6. She went to Florida for a couple of months at 92 years old. And she called yesterday because she needed me to order her some stuff. So I'm her personal concierge she literally, if you guys want to be inspired to be somebody who can keep on routine with your supplementation, she is your inspiration because she's like on it. She's like, okay, this is exactly what I need. Da, 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 da. Like she is on it at 92. Anyway. And so she called to get her order figured out. But she's like, yeah, it's 70 degrees in Florida. She's in the northern part. And I'm like, oh, man. She's like, yeah, I heard I'm missing a really cold snap. And I'm like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Patty, going to be 61 and overcast here today in California. Yep. Raining, and we do need it. Shannon says, yeah, you probably do need the rain, don't you? But you don't need ice or snow. That's what you don't need there in Texas. That's what you don't need. So, okay. All right. Very, very good. So, flipping the switch off to diabetes. That's right, Marilyn. That's right. I'm telling you, you guys, I just, the more that I go down this journey, the more inspired I am by how our bodies really can turn around. And I do want to just touch on today a little bit why some people can go a little slower than or a little faster than others, and et cetera, because I need you guys to enter the weekend with encouragement and not discouragement. Okay. There's no way. And I recently said this to somebody, I was talking in messages. There's no way for somebody to completely know where your body is at more than you. Like you have to know and assess your own body, because if your ship is a little bigger to turn around, like it just is what it is. And you have to settle into that just a tiny bit. Jackie, good morning. Negative temps this morning. Yeah, I know. So chilly. Megda, good to see you. Very, very good to see you, sweetie. Very good. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. So let's dive in. Let's kind of let's dissect this just a tiny bit. I want you guys to go into the weekend. Remember, it's Friday. So here we go. Like this is your chance to be able to just recalibrate a tiny little bit. Maybe, we're a few weeks into the year now. We're only 3 weeks into the year. I want you to actually have a 90-day thought process. I really, really do. If you will start to think in terms of 90-day little runs, you're going to go so much further because you'll stick them all together. Now we break that down then into monthly, right? Because we do a free 5-day challenge every single month in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. So we do it monthly and then we back it up again and we do it daily, right? So you have to understand this is a total strategic path for you. Daily, we come here Monday through Friday. Monthly, we're in the group and we do the 5-day challenge. We've been doing all of this for like a couple years. So this is how we do it. And then 90-day thought process. Go 90-day thought process. Right now, if you are the 3rd week into January, which you are, then 90 days out is taking you right into April. And if you can think about life that way, it's going to get you so much further. And so that's why I have a daily, a monthly, and then a 90-day thought process. Okay. Now, side note, if you have already placed your order for December, remember when you did 150 or more in December and then you do it again in January, you get your $50 off. We are entering the last week of the month. Do not forget. Okay. Don't leave $50 on the table. Okay. And now anybody who starts it now in January, you get to do that in February because you can only cash in once, but then in February, you'll get $50 off. FYI, you have to be a registered customer. We'll kind of dive into that just a little bit at the end, okay? But I want people to remember that on the front end. So good morning. Good to see you. Oh, so good to have you guys on. This is so fun. Okay, so I know that there are so many women, and because I talk to you guys, you're like, I'm doing everything right, whatever right is, right? But my body isn't responding. And then that's usually when I do talk to you about the total body reset, because you can get your body to respond differently because this is about signals, right? But you need to hear this. And it's not because you're doing things wrong necessarily all the time. It's because your body is responding to something deeper than food. Okay. Food is one aspect of the insulin resistance conversation. Listen, we just went over the last 5 days. That's why this is kind of like a little bit of I don't want to say it's a wrap up because we're always continuing our conversation, but this is an overall very, let's put a cherry on top of what we've been talking about. I had my piece of paper here. I guess it doesn't matter. We have talked about anxiety, sleep, gut, gallbladder. Can't remember all the things that we just talked about over the last 5 days. It's been a lot. And so that's why I want to now kind of let's bring this all together. Okay. So your body is responding to something deeper than food. So you can have two women that are getting totally different results, even though they might have the same calories, the same protein, the same walking, the same motivation, right? One will lose inches, one stays inflamed, bloated, and frustrated. And it's just, I just know how this makes you feel like I've been here before. I just don't think I can get my hopes up one more time type of a thought process, or why am I not going as fast as somebody else, etc. But your body doesn't respond to your effort. It responds to signals. It's not judging you based on your effort. It's literally, you're trying to get your signals backfiring again and connecting again, right? It's the best way. In my brain, I see, and I know it's not necessarily true, I see more like electrical connections, like on a motherboard of a computer or something like that, where you're right now, maybe things are missing and you need things to come together like this, right? So number one, blood sugar stability. We view everything in this corner of the universe through the lens of insulin resistance. Okay. So you have to change your glasses out. So if your blood sugar is swinging, it's going up and it's going down and it's going up and it's going down, your hunger is going to stay extremely loud and your fat storage is going to stay very active. And that is really just dang, right? It's you feel like you're just hitting your head against a brick wall. Number two, if your liver is overloaded, you guys already know this, but for those who don't know it or you need to hear it one more time, if your liver is overloaded, your fat cannot be released. I mean, seriously, repeat after me. If your liver is overloaded, fat cannot be released. Oh, it's like, what do you mean I am blocking my own fat? What do you mean? Hormones don't clear because your liver regulates your hormones and insulin stays elevated. And if you have high insulin, you can't burn fat. It's super basic, but I feel like it's hard to undo what has been so deep inside of us for so long. So number three then is gut signaling. If your gut is inflamed, whose gut isn't inflamed in the United States of America, or Canada? And if you're Canadian, by the way, and you ever need anything from me, I'm trying to get better at saying this, reach out to me because I have a Canadian link and some trade outs for you for the things that haven't launched in Canada yet. But if your gut is inflamed, your cravings are going to increase, your stress hormones rise, your nutrients don't absorb well. Until these signals improve, the body resists change, even if you're eating perfectly. We have been so indoctrinated to believe it's only ever about food. It's only external. Everything is external in this world that we live in. That's why they put the calorie amount on every single little snack pack that's 100 calories, because isn't it all external? Isn't it only ever external? Isn't it only ever, all you have to do is pay attention to the calories on the menu when you're sitting down at Perkins. You only have to pay attention to the calories. You only have to pay attention to if it's 55 and older, look at how much smaller that portion is. The calories, everything is external. And this is just not true. And it's really keeping women in a space of feeling so discouraged, feeling like they just can't win no matter what they try. But then on the opposite side of that, this is why so many of you, when you do step into the total body reset, which are the 6 pieces that help with insulin sensitivity, okay? 2 tablets, 1 capsule, and 3 powders, okay? This is why so many of you will be like, oh my gosh, my anxiety is gone. Oh my gosh, my acid reflux is getting better. Oh my gosh, I can sleep better. Oh my gosh, my energy. Because now, instead of all this external stuff that they have so made sure that you believe like it's all about calorie in, calorie out. That's all that it ever is going to be. You don't have to think about anything else. You just have to, I mean, honestly, it's so crazy that we go to the medical community and all they give us is you can have this many carbs per meal and it's way too high. So they're giving you bad information just from the start. And this is, maybe they tell you, I don't even know. Maybe they tell you, certain kind of like, it's all about balance and blah, blah, blah. And then maybe they do tell you calories for the day, but it's just trash information. Like none of this that they tell us is worth anything. It's really bad advice. Unless they're going to talk to us about our liver, our gut, and getting our insulin down, I'm not really quite sure what their value is. Now, this is just me, and I am not a doctor, and I'm just your friend. So I don't want to make anybody think that going to the doctor is a bad idea, because that's not true, right? We appreciate the medical community. But when it comes to this conversation, they have two things they talk to you about. They talk to you about like calories and meds. And that's an external conversation. Both of those are external conversations that you put into your body to like think that you're going to manage something that way, as opposed to, I have to get my body to work from the inside out. I've got to get my systems firing again. You would never change the paint color on your car in order to affect your gas mileage. You would never, ever do that. It doesn't make sense. So we have to flip the switch. We have to flip the script as to how we're going to actually take care of this, right? So this is why people are like, oh my gosh, my food noise. Wow. Like, that's amazing how down my food noise is, right? Things like that. Because if you can get your gut working, you can actually like change the conversation on cortisol. You can change the conversation on cravings, sleep, all of the things. Okay. So I just want you to know that. All right, hold on. I'm going to see who's chatting here. Hi, Barb from Ontario. Good to see you. Joan. Good morning to our favorite cheerleader, Kirsten. Joan, good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see here. Linda, nice to meet you, Linda. Very, very nice to have you on board today. Just found you. Are the other recordings saved to your page? Yeah, let me show you, Linda. So everything is saved, but I'm going to show you a very quick and simple way to find things, okay? Because you're not the only one that asks that question. Hold on. So my name is Kirsten Liebelt. And I do have a website, and it's literally kirstenliebelt.com, okay? So when you go to kirstenliebelt.com, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let's make it simple. You'll see my face, okay? kirstenliebelt.com. When you go all the way to the bottom, you're going to see this right here that says YouTube. If you click on my YouTube right there, you're going to see view channel up here. Let's see here. It takes you right to my channel. Oh, no, never mind. There's right here across the very top. You'll see where it says live. If you click on the live, did I do it wrong? Doesn't matter. Hold on. You just have to bear with me because I'm doing things backwards. There we go. All right. You click on my live right there. And then all of my lives are right there. Okay. Some of them have covers on them. Some of them don't. But these are all of the lives. And you guys, there's a lot. There's a lot because we do this 5 days a week. Okay. So just FYI, but that's how you can find out, Linda. Okay. So let's just dive right in. So your cravings are horrible after dinner in the evening. What helps for that? Jackie, super interesting, right? So obviously the goal is to, and this is me too, I'm preaching to myself, is to not eat before bed. Some nights I do really well. Some nights I don't. To be really honest, last night I really wanted a snack and I chose to chew a piece of gum. Now I know that sounds super lame, but for me, it worked last night. Sometimes it's just because I'm busy. I'm doing something maybe more admin like. I'm sitting down and I'm like, I'm going to focus on maybe paperwork, so to speak. And I'm thinking, oh, I want a snack. So I'm not hungry. I just want a snack. Now for cravings, sometimes what will really help is literally if you have any kind of individual little cheeses, those are super helpful, like little Baby Bell, or you can even go to Aldi's and get like little individual Goudas in a little plastic thing or whatever, or a string cheese or something like that. Cheese will actually, even though I try not to do massive amounts of cheese because dairy can also kind of whatever be a little wonky, just in general. But cheese can really satiate. And it's kind of crazy how you can eat a piece of cheese and it's like things do kind of simmer down a little bit. So you might want to try that, drink tea. I have a ginger mint tea that sometimes I send it out as a sample with to a new customer. A tea, chew a piece of gum. But I would also say you are Jackie. So if I'm not mistaken, Jackie, you are on the Total Body Reset. You have the glucose product, don't you? I would then, at dinner, I would take 2 of the glucose product because that will really help with your cravings and your appetite. So take 2 of those as you're eating dinner and going into the evening and see if that doesn't shift something for you. That's what I would recommend. You're welcome, Linda. You are so welcome. You have oolong tea, fights inflammation. Perfect, right? Tea is it's just something you can kind of sip on. I've talked about it before where the electrolytes, the sugar-free electrolytes, element and salt tea, they do have cocoa and caramel varieties. Some of you are like, I don't like them because they are too salty, because they are. That's the point. They are electrolytes. I like them. So I'm really good with like getting a chocolate raspberry or something like that and heating up water and sipping on that. You could even add a dash of cream, real cream to that, and feel like you're drinking a very specialty hot cocoa, so to speak. And that would be very, satiating, because the cream is definitely going to make you feel full. And again, that little piece of fat can squelch a craving. So Linda, Trio, yes. I will send that to you, or you can go look at, or do you recommend the Total Body Reset or the Trio first? Good question. Let me tell you. You'll try that. Thank you. Tea or cheese or gum or 2 glucose. See, I have things up my sleeve because I'm just like you. I'm doing my own stuff too, right? And I have been. I mean, I've just learned how to navigate as best as I can on any given day, right? Like everybody is like, because we just have habits and you have like this set point where you're like, I'm working on something, so I just kind of want to chew on something. This is me now, or whatever. And anyway, any hoodle. Okay, so let me explain to Linda the Trio and the Total Body Reset, because I did want you guys to understand that literally, if you will stop believing all of the information about the external drivers and start to really change the way your body works, man, I'm telling you, you can shift the way your body delivers you a result. So when I was 50, I was 2x in size. I was a pre-diabetic. My dad had already died at 63 from type 2 diabetes, and I had already been gestational diabetic. And then I did nothing. So from 22 to 50, I did nothing. I was a total sugar addict. I was really out of control. And when I started to make a decision, because I was scared to fix something in my body, I didn't start with food because I honestly did not believe that I could do it. I didn't believe that I had what it took to trade out my foods. I honestly didn't. I didn't believe in myself. So I started with the Trio. Okay. So this is where I started. I was like I said, pre-diabetic, not a supplementer person. This was not my routine. I was not disciplined in any area of my life. I would say few areas of my life. So the Trio, this is half of the Total Body Reset, 50%. One of them is for your liver. There are 2 other pieces for your liver that I'll show you about here in just a second. It's really important for you to understand if you can get your liver up and running, the difference it'll make. So This one is for your liver and you take it twice a day. This one is for your metabolism and you take it twice a day. This one is to bring down your sugars and your insulin both. Okay. So that combination, 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. Okay. This is a very, very good baseline. This is where I started. Having said that, the trio all by itself, it won't get you free shipping and it won't get you the customer campaign, but it also won't get you the added benefits. So, but I don't want people to think that you shouldn't then, if that's where you need to start, that you shouldn't do that. I don't want that, because you are just like me. I was really good to start here. This was very good for me. It served me very well. Now, the other 3 pieces are the gut primer. Now, this is where you really start to get into bringing down the inflammation in your gut, helping that leaky gut, because insulin resistance creates that leaky gut. This helps your liver on a whole different level. Your liver creates the bile that your body needs. If you don't have a gallbladder, it's already working overtime. If you do have a gallbladder, but you're still sluggish, the fermented greens alone, which is only one of the 6 blends in it, helps your liver to properly create more bile while it's bringing down gut inflammation, because it's an actual gut primer. It's a gastrointestinal primer. Like, I personally, I had never seen any product like this. I'd only ever seen green products that you add in your smoothies. That's a very common, right? I'd only ever seen a 1 layer, not a 6 layer. Okay, so I saw a one, that's it, just a 1 layer product, greens. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's all I ever knew about. So this is a 6 layer product, and it has your digestive enzymes, your pre and postbiotics, your alkaline spices, your fermented greens, your fiber from, extracts of fruits and vegetables, and then it's all off of organic farms. Like, it's really, really, really a very comprehensive product. But I put in a little bit of water every morning and I just froth it up. It's very green tea. It's very turmeric, ginger. It's very healthy tasting. It's not chocolate cookie dough blizzard tasting, which that would be my default. However, I just froth it up and I take it like a wellness shot. Some of you are saying you're actually doing more water than me because you want it to be just a little more diluted. I'm the opposite. So you can So what I'll do is I'll wake up. Okay, I might be back now for you guys. It was my Firefox that went out on me. So let me know if you can hear me. I think you can. It was my Firefox. Firefox. So when I wake up in the morning, and then I will re-chat with you about what I was telling you. Let me know what you need to hear from me. When I get up in the morning, I actually do all of this without any food. That's my goal. It's not a have to. It's just my thought in my brain. Okay. So it's just how my brain works. I want to get I just want to get like my gut primed and things ready for having breakfast. I know it was my Firefox, you guys. I'm sorry. It was my browser. Oh, I don't know why it did that. That was really weird. But anyway, and so that's what I do. I do everything all at once. And then all I have to do then is like set all of this aside. And then the trio, I can take that again at lunch. And again, you guys, these are not fat soluble. Vitamin D is fat soluble. A, E, K, D. You have to take with fat for it to work. These are not. So you have room to create your own universe. So these three then at lunch, before lunch, during lunch, after lunch. I mean, the idea with this one is that if you take it before food, a half an hour before food, it will help you with your cravings and with your appetite. So maybe a half hour before lunch. Okay. And then this one is again later in the day. So I hope that does help you just to kind of get a thought process. But I'm definitely doing, because this is priming my gut. So I'm going to prime my gut before I do everything else. It's just the way my brain works, but there are no hard and fast rules on some of that. I want people to work within their own ability of routines, because some people have crazy schedules. And I would rather have you like forget to take this a half an hour before you eat and take it right as you're eating because you forgot. I'd rather have you do that than to not take it at all, because those trace minerals are what's going to help you bring down your insulin and your sugars. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, hold on. Okay, you guys are good. So I hope that helps you. I know. Isn't it crazy? The screen went black too. Yep, I know. Technology. Okay, so is the reset for only 3 days or morning, everything? Okay. So the reset, Linda, is something that you do every single day. And I recommend that you give yourself a 90-day commitment. Not just because you can get $75 off. I don't know if you heard that part of it, but the customer campaign that launched back last March says that as a registered customer, when you purchase $150 or more 3 months in a row, you get $75 off. They're going to give you a New Year bonus in February of $50. So right out of the gate, you have money coming back, getting off like for 2 of the 3 months, which is really helpful. And then there's a 6-month guarantee on everything, which is crazy. But having said that, there are many of my customers who do 3-month rounds, and they've been doing it now for a year to get the results that they want. Okay. So think in terms of like a 90-day run. This is just my recommendation. So every single day, I wake up in the morning and I take, unless I'm off on this, because you go 90 days on, take 30 days off, because it's a thermogenic and you don't want your body to get used to it. But let's pretend that I'm brand new. I'm going to take all of this in the morning. I'm just going to take all 6 of these pieces right away when I wake up, pretty much, in my brain. I do it before I eat food. This is just my brain. And then now all I have to focus on for the rest of the day, I'm going to set this all aside. All I have to focus on for the rest of the day is I need to get 1 more dose in of the liver. So let's say lunchtime, 1 more dose in of the, this for your metabolism. So think lunchtime. And then I'm going to get 2 more doses in of this one. So lunch and then later on in the day. If you are somebody who is really trying to tamp down your insulin and your sugars, and you are a good assessor, because I always want to make sure that somebody is not having very unstable blood sugars before they do this. But a little tip would be that, just want to preface it, like a friend of mine did this, and I've had many people do it since then. Instead of taking one of these 3 times a day, take 2 of these 3 times a day. Okay. It's just trace minerals, a couple of herbs, but it's really tamping down your insulin hormone and tamping down your blood glucose. So some people have different situations in their ship, in their universe. That does help you. Wasn't sure the time of day to take all these. I've never been consistent with taking supplements like this. Welcome to the club, Linda. I am not even kidding you. I was an ibuprofen girl. Take as needed, and it was daily, but it was like ridiculous. I never took supplements in my life. I was not a granola person. Didn't do it. I took Metabolife in my 30s for, like that got banned. But I mean, I just wasn't. So I'm with you. That's maybe why I sketch things out to be as simple as possible. I'm going to get all of it in all at once, and then I'm going to not have to think about as much. I don't want to do that. But then I do have a separate nighttime routine, and that makes it easier for me. I'll put things before bed just to make sure that, because I'm not going to, I don't know. I don't want that either. I needed to work with my brain, and everybody's going to function differently than I function too. So I hope that answers, Linda. Does that help you? I've got 2 Lindas talking to me. This is really fun. So there you go. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Like, my messenger is open. My Instagram DMs is open. I have a phone number right on my website at the very bottom. You could text me. You can ask me, like, I'm still confused, or I've got this going on, or whatever. And then that's how that goes. So interesting. Terry says, I rarely take the trio before meals, but at a meal and still feel like I benefit. Of course. Yes. Because nothing is fat. So it's not fat soluble. And Terry, you've done this now for a very long time. So that's really interesting. I mean, you're a really good testimony. I just yeah. It's because the thing that would benefit the most taking it ahead of time would be the glucose product for somebody who is brand new and really trying to get that food craving appetite to kind of come into check. But it works either way. It works either way. So totally, for sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're welcome, Linda. Of course you benefit, Terry. Terry has lost 50 pounds, weighs less than she did 30 years ago, and she's kept it off for a year. So Terry's like the poster child of this works and that this benefits. Very, very much so. But does anybody have any questions as we kind of head into the weekend? For those of you who are like, you're just brand new to my content and you really just don't know, I know you already asked the question, like, you can go to my YouTube channel. You can watch the replays over there for sure. You can always reach out to me and ask me questions when it comes to, like, how do I get started? We only have 1 week left in the month, you guys. We only have 1 week left in January for anybody to take advantage of. Okay, I'm going to start in January and get my 50 off in February, and then my 75 off in March. So for people who are like, you've been sitting on the fence and you've been kind of thinking about it, like, a week goes by just like that. Oops, there goes my hat. Just like that, like it's gone, right? So I'm just kind of letting you know. So Mary says, congratulations. Yes. Terry should get a very big congratulations. I mean, honestly, I've said it many times before, and she got off of a fibromed, good things. Like, there is no Band-Aid conversation here. It doesn't exist. You have to turn back the way your body is functioning. And it's kind of, I don't mean to be super dramatic, you guys, but it's almost like, I mean, and Terry, maybe you can tell me if you have felt like this way too. When your body was created to function, and then you lean over into dysfunction, and now it's kind of fritzing out a little bit, and it's not producing the result you want, and your liver is sluggish and your gut is inflamed and all these things. When you reverse that, you feel like who you were more and more, because it's almost like your body is waking back up again. It's like the engines are kind of starting to whir again. And it feels very youthful, but it also feels, and I think the youthful part of it is like, I don't ache. I eat very low inflammation, not perfect. I mean, I still eat dairy. Some people would be like, dairy's super inflammatory. Probably, but I don't binge on dairy, or gorge or whatever. But I wake up and I do not ache. And I feel like aching is such a sign of feeling like you're not yourself anymore. Where I've lost my fat to date, my 3 sizes, I didn't lose 3 sizes and still have a big belly. I lost my 3 sizes in the part of my body that makes me feel more youthful. It's like bringing back my older body. It's because you're literally targeting the effects of insulin resistance. You are targeting the pieces of your body that were the most dramatically impacted by having high insulin in your body forever. And it was causing brain fog and causing fat under your boob, down your hips, your whole trunk area. That's where all of it was being stored, because this is a biological conversation. When you have high insulin and it can't get into your cell, it's going to store fat. That's what its job is going. Its job is to get energy into your cell. And when it can't do it, its backup is then to store the fat. And it's going to be stored in your trunk, in your liver, around your organs, around your intestines. And all of a sudden you're like, I've got these skinny little spindle legs and this really big barrel belly. Well, when you reverse insulin resistance, not just lose weight, not just count points, lose weight, not just calorie deficit, lose weight, not just Band-Aid, 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 but you actually reverse the way your body's functioning because of the high insulin in your body for that long. All of a sudden, you're like, I feel like I'm going backwards in the way that, towards the way that my body used to look. I'm not kidding you. I thought that I was forever going to have a shelf on my rear end. I still am a hippie person. I still am a pear. I thought that was going to be forever. But that's not what has happened as I continue to target and target and target the areas that have been the result of having high insulin in my body forever, for literally 30 years. I mean, plus, probably since I was, a teenager. So, hold on just a second. Yes, agree, Kirsten. Also, even though I started by trading out foods, I'm not sure I would have been as successful without targeted supplementation and your content. So thankful I found you, Terry. You're wonderful. Yeah, and again, the goal is that everybody turns things around. The goal is that people get off of meds. The goal is that people take back their life. The goal is that 5 years from now, you are still able to get down on the floor with your babies, travel on an airplane, not have to have a seatbelt extender, not have to manage meds and doctor appointments, not have to, like, the goal. So people can get to their goal in different ways. And I totally am aware of that. I'm not confused. I am just very singularly focused on the path that I took and how I then teach other people to take it. I did food ingredient trade-outs, very targeted supplementation for liver, gut, and insulin. And then we have our daily, our monthly, and then our kind of 90-day runs that we do with each other. And this is how people are getting those results. But you're right, Terry. Like she said, she started with foods to trade out, but then she added in the total body reset. And a part of listening to content like this all the time is that is very specific. It's a very intentional thought process to keep everybody, because I just think that it takes a little bit to get that indoctrination out of you. It took me a long time. I literally, when I started doing content on this a handful of years ago, I was kind of like going, okay, like I cannot even believe I'm reading this. Like, I mean, I would come online and I would go through some of Maria Emmerich information because I'm like, this can't possibly be true. Why would nobody have ever told us this? Why would the women of the United States of America have never been told that their liver is their fat metabolizing organ? This can't possibly be true. I mean, that's where I was in my brain. So anyway, do I ever check sugars at home just to see what my numbers are? I do not. And I've thought about doing a CGM. I just am not convinced that it would matter for me. I'm just going to be really super honest. I do still think about it though. But anytime that I've gone to like the doctor, other than when I had a kidney stone, everything has always been fine. But even more than that, now what I'm doing is, okay, so I'm playing around with this Smart Health ring. I think I'm going to I'm going to replace this one. I don't like the gold. I'm going to get black. I don't like the gold, but that's just me. That has nothing to do with what I'm about to tell you. So when I look at, so you have to understand, what is the fallout of having high insulin in your body? What is the fallout of having high sugars in your body? What happens is you start to have increased blood pressure issues. You start to have bad sleep habits. You start to have like, et cetera, et cetera. And so this, when I pull this up, I'll just show you now. I've got a little app. This is telling me my ongoing blood pressure, et cetera. I have excellent sleep. My heart rate is normal. My blood oxygen is normal. My blood pressure is normal. My heart rate value is normal. My stress is low. Like everything that insulin resistance causes, according to my app. Now, if I had high blood pressure, I would go back to, why do I have high blood pressure? I wonder if I have high sugars. It's just not, it's not possible because of the way that I eat and the way that I supplement. It's just not possible. But I do still, I have been toying with the idea of having a CGM just for like 2 weeks or 4 weeks, because you can buy them without a prescription on Amazon. You can buy them and you can, I think you have to replace it every 2 weeks. You put it on, and it's waterproof. And I've thought about doing it just so that I could, but see, then this is what I feel like in my brain. I feel like then I'm going to want to test things because I want to prove a point. And I really am not in the mood to test things because I don't want to feel a certain way. So then I would be super boring and I would be testing things that are in the way that I eat. And I just don't know that it's going to matter. Maybe it just proves my point. Maybe that's what it is. It would prove my point of if you eat where you are not spiking your sugars and calling on insulin all day long, and you are focusing on protein that doesn't spike your sugars. So I teach no grains, no legumes, no sugar. And so you're getting your protein from meat and eggs and like full fat Greek yogurt and those types of things. Maybe it just proves my point that you can then stay in stability. You know what I'm saying? Terry, you're a great teacher and coach, but I think of you as a special type of vitamin K. You're so awesome, Terry. You are so awesome. I love you. I love your testimony. I love how you are so consistent to be on content, just to stay on point. There are so many people who will spend their life sitting on the couch, binging Netflix and not taking in content that maybe to the rest of the world could be boring, or maybe to the rest of the world could be just like super repetitive, because this is not rocket science. So I'm very, this is, if I told you that there were 50 steps to turning around your insulin resistance, you'd be like, oh my goodness, 50 steps. Are you kidding me? How am I going to do 50 steps? That's so much. That's not the truth. They should have told us a very, 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 very long time ago. There should be a poster on the wall in your medical waiting room that tells you that this is a simple concept, that maybe the hardest piece that you have is going to be here and your heart connection to food. That's going to be the hardest piece. Being on a supplement routine, you can figure that out. That doesn't, it takes, put reminders on your phone, put alarms on your phone. I have a lot of people that do that, do things like that. But this is not rocket science. I tell the same story over and over again because it's my story. And we just keep on talking about insulin resistance and how it's affecting the body over and over and over again. So you, Terry, have taken an opportunity of content and you've literally changed your life because of it. I didn't do the work for you. Oopsie. I didn't do the work for you. You did, right? But you're the one sitting on the content. You're the one being consistent. You've done 19 challenges. I'd say that gets her a consistency award. That's amazing. It's amazing. The ring is actually, so you can get a very expensive version of a smart health ring. It's called an Aura. And they're like $350 to $500, something like that. This is a dupe. This is a dupe that I got on Amazon. It was $58. And so I wanted to test it out just to see. And so far, like, I'm kind of impressed with what it shows me. And again, the app shows me, like last night when with my sleep, you guys, like, I'm crushing my sleep. I'll be 61 here. I'm crushing my sleep. I actually am like really glad I got the smart health ring because it's telling me better than I thought. Most women will get like only 45 minutes of deep sleep. This is a big issue with us. It's a big issue with insulin resistance. Last night I slept, my deep sleep was 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. I don't even know how I did that, but I did. I slept for 6.5 hours. 2.5 of them were deep sleep. That's restorative, insulin reducing, inflammation reducing, cells renewing sleep, hormone balancing, happiness. I'm just telling you. Now I do the ashwagandha and the magnesium. You might want to do the magnesium and the melatonin, or the magnesium and the stinky herbs. It depends on what you need for your sleep. So there's 3 different options according to what you need. But I fixed my sleep and I started the magnesium and the ashwagandha. I'm telling you that for me, this duo, chef's kiss, just mwah. It helped me with my cortisol. And I can see my stress right now. I'm in good stress, meaning low. I'm very relaxed, even though I'm very opinionated. Even though I'm very opinionated, I'm very relaxed. Like, for instance, on this particular app, which would really not, it wouldn't translate to anything else in anybody else's world. The numbers 1 to 29 for stress are relax. And then normal would be 30 to 59. So again, these numbers will mean nothing to you. I'm at 25. I'm at 25. So I'm very relaxed, even though I'm very like animated. Do I dream in deep sleep? Shannon says. Yeah, and it's super interesting. I don't know why dreams have recently even come back to me at a higher level. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I don't have an answer yet. Because I don't feel like I've changed anything. That's not true. That's not true. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. And I'm going to go into, like I told you yesterday, when I do my next 5-day challenge, which is starting Monday, the 2nd of February. When I do that 5-day challenge, one day I do a deep dive into supplementation. I will talk to you about the launch of the lion's mane and the horny goat weed that came out in October. I'm keeping both of them in my routine, and I'll tell you why, like in the launch, or I don't know, maybe I'll do a live on them, but like I'm still processing. Like I test things for a long time before I tell you guys because I want to know my own results. So the lion's mane it's a mushroom and it's a nootropic. And I wonder if that's not, I'm not talking about scary dreams, nothing like that. I'm talking about I'm dreaming again like I used to dream. This is interesting. I'm having this revelation right now in real time. I wonder if that's why. So I will now, when I look up the lion's mane, I will find out if that affects. I bet it does. Why wouldn't it? So lion's mane is basically it's a nootropic. It's a mushroom, but instead of just mental clarity, it's almost like I feel like it gives me a sharpness. And I take it in the morning because it can give you, because it's sharpening up your mind, it can make you feel like you're more awake. And so you wouldn't take it at bedtime. But there's no like jitteriness or anything. So anyway, that's a really good question though, Shannon. That's a really good question. Super interesting. Isn't that interesting? So I just test I know, wow, 2.5 hours, your body is healing in a big way. I know. I didn't know this, Marilyn. I'm really glad that I'm just testing stuff. And here, by the way, so I'm actually, like I said, I'm going to get a black one because I want the black. I don't like the gold. Doesn't matter. I should have known. I knew it in my gut and I didn't do it anyway. So my site is kirstenliebelt.com. It's right here for Facebook people and for Instagram. You can screenshot that and then turn it around in your phone, in your camera. But right here, if you scroll up right just a tiny bit, you'll see my Amazon right here. So you'll see the total body reset. The trio is now down here, just for anybody who wants to know. But here's the total body reset, and here's my Amazon right here. And let me see if I change the link properly, because there's the ring. Oh man, that's right. I got to move my button on that. My buttons are messed up on there. But let me see if this one is in stock. It is in stock. Yep. And the one that I put there, it has 575 reviews on it. This is why I decided to test it. Instead of paying $350 to $500, I thought, okay, for $58, I can return it if it doesn't do anything for me. I can still return it within like a month or something. So I'll just try it. So that's what I did. So it's $58. You do have to know your ring size, blah, blah, blah. And you can do black, rose gold, or silver on this one. They must be out of the gold. Just telling you on that particular, there are many sellers, but you can go on there and look. This is what the gold looks like. And you can see this is obviously my real gold of my wedding ring that I've had for like freaking ever, right? We've been married 38 years. And then this is that gold. And I just don't like that color of gold. It's too brassy for me. I'm being very, very like lame on that. And I understand that. So I just ordered one that's black and I'll return this one. I know you all didn't want to know all that. That's in my brain, but that's just what I do in my brain. The trio, Linda, the trio is inside of the reset. So you don't have to buy both separately. And you know what? That's probably when my internet went down and I wasn't able to explain that to you. So I'm going to just show it to you on my site. Okay. So right here on my site, if you go right there to kirstenliebelt.com, this top button right here says total body reset. When you touch on it right there, there's the cart. A brief verification process is required to protect our service. What? Super interesting. They just came out with like which is totally fine. You just have to match the arrow to do it. That's fascinating. Okay, so the cart is here. If you want further explanation, I do a 9-minute video here. And then there are some free resources, etc. But the cart is right. My story is here if you want more of my story. But the cart is here. When you are looking, and the trio is a part of it. The trio are the first 3 pieces. The 4th piece is the gut primer. The 5th piece is the probiotic. the 6-piece is the fat burner. Make sure that when you're looking at all 6 of these pieces that are in a cart, they're all in one place. Go to the very top of the page. There's a little person icon. It's like head and shoulders icon. Tap on that. Go down to register. Register as a customer with your name. You can add everything to your cart and check out. You'll get free shipping, and it will be applied to you your first month in for the campaign, for the customer campaign that runs every 3 months. You can get $75 off. It's like being paid for your own consistency. It's like being paid for your own wellness journey. You don't have to track anything. I feel like this is the biggest benefit, is your brain doesn't have to do anything. It's not subscribe and save. Now, if you want to be on an auto ship, which a lot of you add because you don't want to forget and then miss out on your cash-in bonuses, you can do that. I reward you guys. I pull 2 names out of my drawing every month, and I've done that for, oh my gosh, at least 2 years. Every month I draw 2 names out of those who have had their auto ships fire, and then I send out 2 full-size products because I want to reward you guys for that, for just being your own consistency, but also I'm so grateful for my entire customer base that is such VIPs. I'm very grateful. And so I always want to make sure that I give back in that arena. Okay, can you hear me again? That's so bizarre. Why does it do that? I don't know how long. We'll find out, right? We'll find out. You can buy a protection plan. You're welcome, Linda. You are welcome. I know. Is it back again now, Shannon? I think it's back again. Yep, back now. Good. Thank you. I know, crazy. I don't know. So I don't know about that. We'll find out. We'll find out. But I figured it was worth testing. I'm grateful that this is for me now. I'm grateful that I did it because it's very helpful to know what your blood pressure is. It's very helpful to know where your heart rate is. It's very helpful to know that you are calm, because for somebody who has kind of had high cortisol, etc., like it's good for me. Oh, Anna, I was going to tell you, she said you're not on TikTok. No, I'm not. TikTok is a pain in the tuchus. I was on TikTok live with all of you guys at the same time for a very 2 years. But now they just give you show any product, and they are a very, very jealous platform. Even though I'm not a part of TikTok Shop, and I know a lot of you do not care about this conversation, but TikTok, they have TikTok Shop. And if you do not sell on TikTok Shop, whatever, it doesn't matter. If I talk about any products and I'm not talking about their products, they give me violations and they pull back all of my viewers. So I decided I'm going to stop doing TikTok because I'm not selling on the TikTok Shop. I'm not even a part of the program. And I just continue to put my content there because I want people to see my content, my reels and stuff, because it's so important. And now my views are going back up again. They are just a little pain in the tuchus. We'll see how it goes now with TikTok. They were just bought out by American. They are now more American owned. So we'll see what happens over there. It's just a different universe. It looks like a fabulous tool, Marilyn. Yep. They keep messing with all my friends. It's a pain. Yeah, TikTok is not my favorite. I love chatting with you guys on Facebook and Instagram. I really, really love that. And knowing that my content is on YouTube so that people can watch replays, so that people can subscribe, getting the content into the hands of the people so that you guys feel more empowered and able to take back your health is really, really important. So Marilyn, I know, I guess I'll find out, right? You know, I guess I'll find out. Like I said, I ordered it now in black, and I actually want it to go on this finger right here. So we'll see. I don't know, just things that I think about. That's all. So, all right. Well, you guys, I just want you to have such a lovely weekend and do something for yourself that is very empowering for next week. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but maybe you're going to make like a batch of something, you know, like if any of you have that ketogenic cleanse cookbook from Maria Emmerich, you don't even need to have the book. On her website, you could go to mariamindbodyhealth.com. mariamindbodyhealth.com. And you could put in breakfast chili. It is a really good recipe. Make yourself a big batch of something so that you have it ready for yourself next week. Do something that makes you feel like, God, I'm just winning. I'm such a winner. You know, like this is different because now I'm learning tools that will take me into the future. Like it feels so good. It feels so good. How does the gut reset work? So do you mean, Anna, do you mean just the gut reset, those two pieces? Or do you mean like the total body reset, all 6 pieces? Let me know which one, all 6? Or are you talking about just the primer and the probiotic? Let me know and I will explain that to you. You're making a pot of stew and then you're going to build a snowman. I love that, Marilyn. I love that. I think last night, so because we're like so cold here, it's like, it feels like it's minus 40 degrees with the wind. So I saw my daughter posted a video on her stories. Her husband went outside with the boys, the 3 little boys, and he took water and threw it up into the air. And of course, it just immediately dissipates because that's just how cold it is. So they kind of thought that was funny. I think the boys thought that was pretty cool, all 6. So when it comes to the total body reset, the reason it works or why it works is because it's literally working on your liver, your gut, and your insulin. So it's not a hack. It's not a Band-Aid. It's not magic. It's not jazz hands. It's not a prepackaged anything. When I first started with the trio, that's these 3. This one helps with your insulin and your glucose in your blood to bring them down. Very, very important. You cannot burn fat if you do not have your insulin down. And having your sugars down is like, it's literally like you have got to stop having that high inflammation and frustration in your body. It's causing everything. Then this one is for your liver. Half of the total body reset is for your liver. Your liver metabolizes your fat. It governs your hormones, insulin, cortisol, GLP-1. They're all hormones. Your liver also helps to govern the glucose in your blood. So you've got to work on your liver big time. This is one of the 3 liver pieces. And then this one is metabolism. Okay. So, and I think you already know about the trio, but this is, Anna does, but this one is you take 3 times a day and then the other 2 are twice a day. The other pieces are working very specifically on your gut, resetting your gut, repopulating the good bacteria in your gut, and then helping your visceral fat. That visceral fat is when people are like, oh my gosh, my fatty liver went from good to bad to mild with an MRI. My visceral fat scans are showing that my visceral fat is going down. Like you're getting healthy on the inside that you can never see. Okay. So the gut primer is very, very intentionally helpful for like being comprehensive to bring down your inflammation, move your impacted waste and your toxins through your system, support your liver probably on a level you may have never really supported it before because all of the greens are already fermented. Everything is already done for you. And so instead of it being a 1 layer of like a greens product, this is a 6 layer. It's a daily GI primer, gastrointestinal primer. It's completely different. So that's what this does. And then when you couple that with the probiotics, Now you're like, okay, I'm bringing down my inflammation. I'm helping out my liver. I'm absorbing my nutrients like I'm supposed to. I'm moving all my toxins and my impacted waste, etc. And now I'm putting good bacteria into my body, into my gut, so that I can create more GABA and bring down my anxiety, so that I can create more serotonin and be happy, because that's your happy chemical. So I can create dopamine and actually want to have a life, those types of things. Dopamine is your motivator. And so that's what that is. And then that last one is the visceral fat burner. This is freaking amazing. It's a clinical dose of an extract. So it's not just a little bit in there. It's a clinical dose. I think that one of the things I don't talk about nearly enough is the fact that everything is third-party tested. And that means that if they say something is inside of something, it has to be in there. It's being tested by a third party. So this tastes like orange candy. You just put it on your tongue. This one you put on your tongue also. This one you mix in a little bit of water, just the way that goes. But this is like, it's really just targeting that visceral fat, targeting the trunk fat. And that's why I say measure yourself. Measure under your boob, measure your waist, measure your hips, write it down on a little piece of paper, put it in your bathroom drawer. Once a month, go in and measure yourself. Check those measurements. Common to lose about 1 inch a month in these areas. And that's the area. Your body isn't reversing towards youth if all you end up with are skinny legs and you still have a big belly. That's not reversal towards your old self. I'm just telling you the truth. If you're still eating massive amounts of toxins through prepackaged food, because you want sugar-free Cool Whip, because you want sugar-free pudding, because you want sugar-free Jell-O, because you want sugar-free soda, because you want sugar-free everything, and you're just massive toxins, like your body is going to tell you. All we're doing is loading the liver. We're not reversing it. So this has 3 pieces for the liver. And you will lose weight differently if you're doing everything sugar-free toxic. It's the shelf on your hips. It's where you have stuff in your body. It's showing, your body will always show you the signs. So this is liver, liver, and liver. We got to get our livers working for us again, on our side again. I hope that helps, Anna. I'm sure that you probably have heard all of that before, but there you go. Have a good weekend, Julie. See you later. No, you're awesome, Julie. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Anna says you need the last 3. So you need the gut primer, the probiotic, and the orange pixie stick. If you want me to, I can send you a cart. Yep. Okay. You just asked me that. Yes, I will. I will do that, Anna. I will do that. Yeah. You are so welcome. I know. I know. And now again, I'm just going to, just for those who need to know, this is very, this all off of organic farms, and it's very green tea tasting. So you decide for yourself, do you want it to be concentrated and you take it like a wellness shot? That's what I do. Or do you want to dilute it and drink it down? You choose for yourself. Some people add lemon, cinnamon. Sometimes I do my berry aminos that I keep in my water. I'll use that water for it. I personally am very neutral. I don't care that it tastes like green tea, even though I don't like green tea. I don't care. I love the function of it, okay? So that's just what it is, just FYI. And by the way, Anna, I will send that to you, and I will check to see if those 3 get you in on the customer campaign. Because if they do, then you will get the free shipping, and then you'll get $50 off of it again in February, and the $75 off of that 3 set in March. So let me double check and make sure that those 3 get you that, but I will message you here shortly. So anyway, all right. Everybody, you love green tea? Well, oh my gosh, then you're set. I know, there are a lot of you actually that are like, Kirsten, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you always bring that up, and I got it, and I really like it. And I'm like, That's awesome. I just know that there are some people who are like, you have not been a green tea type person like me. I wasn't either. I'm not like, you're just like, I don't do greens. I don't do whatever. Like, I'm not juicing greens and then adding carrot for sweetness and thinking that's exciting. That's just me. When I tell you I was a sugar addict, I mean, like, nobody could ever say this. Oh, that I can't eat that dessert. It's so rich. I'm like, what are you talking about? Nothing was ever too sweet for me. Nothing was ever too rich for me. Nothing was ever too creamy for me. Nothing was ever too chocolatey for me. That was me, full blown. Like, give me the nastiest cookie dough blizzard with 3 other toppings inside of it. That was me. So that's probably why I have a propensity to be like, okay, just to let you know, because it's not like you're going to go, oh, yummy, this tastes like a Butterfinger blizzard. That's not what this is. Although now that makes me wonder if I added my caramel liquid stevia. What? Okay, just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, all right. Have the best weekend ever. You too, Marilyn. And I just look forward to see you guys on Monday. So have a good weekend, and then come back and tell me what you did over the weekend that you did for you. Tell me what you did. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.